Hey YouTube friends, Kenny Quest here, and this is my 2021 Harley Davidson Iron 883. I bought this bike in February of 2021. However, I was deciding between two different bikes, the Iron 883 and the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 or INT650. Did I make the right decision in choosing the Harley Davidson Iron 883 over the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650? And if given the same choice, would you make the decision I made, or would you choose the Royal Enfield? Let's find out. I took my MSF course in February, and 2 weeks later I bought my first motorcycle. In that time, I was researching lots of different bikes, and my choices came down to Harley Davidson's Iron 883 and also the Royal Enfield INT650 or Interceptor 650. Recently, I had the opportunity to ride an Interceptor 650. So let's cut into that footage now of my demo ride. A little bit taller than the Iron 883, and I'm on the Interceptor 650. Easy start up. It looks like we're in neutral. Mirror placement's good. Foot pegs are low behind me, so they're not mid controls. They're kind of interesting. So we got your left indicator, right indicator, push to stop, your lights, flash to pass, and then your button here toggles through your trip A, trip B, your odometer, fuel level, and away we go. Sounds good. So it looks like it's going to be a 13 mile per hour or 13 mile trip, maybe. Smooth. Clutch is really, at least the foot part of it, is really light. Alright, let's catch up to the group. Looks like he's going right, so I guess I'll take the left. Yeah, you really got to pull in that, the way the clutch is, it's the grip from where the clutch lever is and the hand grip, it's farther out than my 883, so I'm getting a little bit of a workout on my fingers. Don't have that agricultural shift thing going on like we do with the Harley, so the foot controls for when you're changing gear are very light, feather light, and the controls are farther back, but my knees are bent comfortably. You know, when I'm riding it's fine. So no idea what gear I'm in. And I was riding with my indicator, so the indicators do not automatically turn off. No gear indicator that I'm seeing. I think that's gear 4. I have no idea. So it's lighter than my 883, and I'm definitely sitting more upright, so you know, I feel comfortable on it, but I do feel like a sail. But yeah, this bike feels like it's 100 pounds lighter than my 883. I have no idea if that's the case. But yeah, this clutch, woo! Get a workout with my hand. Yeah, this shift, getting your foot peg behind the shift lever is interesting. That's probably 6th gear there. I have no idea. Yeah, if I try not to have a couple fingers on the grip and just use the handle grip, it's a little bit better on my right hand. But man, you need to really get a adjustable levers on this thing. I think when I go back in, I'm going to ask one of the product specialists some questions. The only thing that I would complain about is this: I would need to get adjustable levers. It was too far out. I was getting a lot of fatigue here, and then I stopped putting my 2 fingers on the brake because I was getting fatigued. So I just grabbed the handlebar, the grip.
It's I mean, it doesn't help the distance, but it also sometimes helps your wrists to get them in the correct, like, up and down position, just so that your wrists are in line for your height. Because if you're doing this, that's...
Yeah, or use the proper riding technique. Ooh, got some twisties coming up. Interesting. Whoa, baby. Yeah, she'll scoot. She's got a beat. I can dance to it. Woo! That wind. I am a sail. Got me a Chrysler. It's as big as a whale. Yeah, I'm on a, sometimes when I grab the clutch, when my foot's looking for the shift on the foot control, I'm shifting down. And I'm afraid if I let go of that clutch, I'm going to be in a lower gear and then instead of a higher gear. So used to my placement on my 83, so I just got to be careful. It's funny how Royal Enfield's got Wisconsin plates, and some Harley dealers are Royal Enfield dealers. I wonder if there's a connection there between Royal Enfield and Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson's maybe the distributor for Royal Enfield United States. I wonder if that's the case. And then I noticed the Wisconsin plates, any tie-in with Harley Davidson, are they the distributor?
Nope.
Importer?
We're independent.
Just picked Wisconsin. I know that there's dealerships that do sell Royal Enfield.
So I don't know that it's public knowledge. When Royal Enfield decided to open an office in the United States, they really wanted a former executive from Harley Davidson.
Oh, okay. So they...
And he said, I will do the job if you base it in Milwaukee.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. And we still have headquarters in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Our distribution centers in Texas.
There's neutral, baby. Sixth gear, baby. I like the dual gauge setup. Very, you know, classic. A lot of your bikes in the 60s, 70s, 80s had that setup. Revving it out. Let's see, $5 grand. Yeah, a little action there. They're at 5,000. Yeah. Kind of like where it sounds right about right. And that's all the gears we got. Sitting right around 4, comfortably cruising 60 miles per hour. Unlike my peanut tank on my 83, I can kind of hug this tank with my knees. It's a little bit fatter, so I do appreciate that. Gives you a little extra peace of mind, you know, when the wind's blowing you around a little bit. It's kind of a windy day, but it's not bad. If you want to avoid the wind a little bit, I'm tucking down a little. If you were riding the Continental GT with the semi clip-ons, it might be a little bit better against buffeting. And this is my first demo ride of any bike ever, so hopefully I'm keeping you entertained, giving you rider feedback. That's all I'm doing, is give you feedback how I feel right now at the moment. There's no way someone can do a test on one of these rides, but everything that we're doing right now, it's something that I'd be doing in my neighborhood, in the streets, you know, where I live. So it's a pretty good evaluation, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not test riding a R7 Yamaha or something like that. This is a street bike, but it sure is fun to ride. Beats a moped. But yeah, definitely a little more flickable than the Iron 83. I feel that I can turn, I can bend my torso more comfortably without being that feeling that I'm falling off. The suspension compared to the Iron 83, this is better. This is better. This is improved. The next day after that demo ride on the INT650 that you're watching right now, I went home and read the owner's manual about my Iron 83's preload settings. I learned that it was set wrong. It was set for a rider of 180 pounds. I weigh 219, so there's a 40-pound difference. Once I learned how to adjust my preload settings, the ride became buttery smooth. So my comments about how the Interceptor 650's shock system is as good or better than the Iron 83, that's not the case anymore. I don't feel the bumps as much as I do on my Iron 83 with this bike, which I find that pretty funny, since this bike is $6 grand and my Iron 83 is $11,000 in that color option that I got. Give it the beans. Yeah, I think it's easier to rev match too with this setup. Different, but the rev matching was a lot easier. It just
a slipper clutch.
It does? Ah.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too.
Ah, okay. But I think I would outgrow this bike, I think, after a year. I think I'd want something a little faster. I know they make a S&S 850 kit for this, and that's where you max out. So I would definitely have to do that.
S&S does make pipes.
Right, I saw that, and they make a kit that makes an 850.
Yeah. That is not for road use, it's race
only. Right, race only, wink. Yeah. And then, I'm pretty much where my stock 883 is. So with my 883, at least I can go to a 1250, I can change the shocks. Technology is about the same. This has ABS on it, mine doesn't, but that's an option that I chose not to have. And a lot of people say that anything under, you know, a certain cc, it's not important, and a lot of times that's in the 600 class. But it depends on the style of ride. That self-canceling shit got me again. Yeah, spoiled with Harley on that. But having the indicator on the left versus having one on the right, left and right, I kind of see what people were saying. It's a little bit easier when it's just at your thumb right there. Okay. And then on this, I noticed it's left and right, correct? And but both would flash, both arrows would flash. So in my mind, it was like, oh, that's the hazards.
Yeah.
So I thought that was odd that it just wouldn't be one.
Wouldn't be one. Yeah. No, I think it's because they're together in one light.
And then where are the hazards? May not have it.
So that's the flash to pass.
Right.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Not have hazard lights.
So you got this.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's
Give everybody the biker wave. It's the British thing to do. Yeah, so Royal Enfield, not a British company in its entirety, but they did buy Harris Engineering, a British outfit, frame builder, and that's what frame we're using on this and the Continental GT. But they originally were a British company, 1901. Royal Enfield, built like a gun, as they said. But like a lot of companies after World War II, different financial situation, different economy. You know, they fell in hard times. So the Indian government of India said, hey, you know, we'll pay a licensing fee if we can just build these bikes over here for our people and our government needs, and you know, we'll just pay you a fee. And that's what happened. And then 60 something years later, they buy Harris Engineering. They reintroduced these products into the market about 3 or 4 years ago, and they're selling quite popularly across the world. And my understanding in its class in Great Britain, this is the #1 selling bike, Interceptor 650, or the INT650. It can't be called the Interceptor 650 in the United States because Honda has a bike called the Interceptor in North America, so they call it the INT 650. And like I said, this was my runner-up bike to my Iron 883. First, why? Brand new bike, 3-year warranty, and the price. And the warranty, you get roadside assistance. So that was why I was interested in that. But, you know, I always wanted a Harley, so that's why I bought a Harley. And I'm not disappointed in that purchase. Slow speed maneuvers. So that wraps up the demo ride for the 2022 Royal Enfield Interceptor 650.
How'd you like the bike?
I have an Iron 883, so I was comparing it to my 883.
Yeah.
And the clutch feels different, obviously. It's a lot lighter.
Yeah.
It's not as agricultural as the Harley. It's easier to sway back and forth.
Yep.
I am a little bit of a sail sitting straight up.
Sure.
When I was looking for bikes initially, this was my second pick. I picked the Harley because, you know,
Yeah.
gotta have a Harley. And this is still, it's what, $50.99 or something?
Depends on the color. So they start at $59.99. This color
It's like 62.
is $61.99.
61, okay. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
As you can see, I enjoyed the ride on the Interceptor 650. However, I ended up purchasing the Harley Davidson Iron 883. The advantages to the Royal Enfield obviously were price. For $6,000 plus tax, tag, and dealer fees out the door, it's pretty affordable. Where the Harley Davidson's a few $1,000s more. The fit and finish, well, I give it to the Harley Davidson Iron 883. Where the Royal Enfield has plastic components, Harley Davidson's all steel and metal. So what if I couldn't budget for the Iron 883? Does that mean I would have went ahead and purchased the Royal Enfield INT650, knowing that the Iron 883 is really what I wanted? Not necessarily. If I had to pay cash and I only had enough money to buy an INT650 for $7,000 out the door, I would have looked in the used market for a used 2016 or 2017 Iron 883. The selling price for a used Iron 883 in 2016 or 2017 can be purchased for the same price or less than a brand new INT650. Now I understand I wouldn't get the warranty. However, this chassis has been proven over 40 years with the Evo engine, and the Sportster's been around since 1956. So I trust that I'm going to have a good success rate with a used Harley Davidson. And if I wanted to, for the extra peace of mind, I can purchase an extended warranty for a motorcycle that I've bought from a private seller or a used motorcycle that I bought from a dealer. So I wouldn't be concerned with access to an extended warranty. I've done several review videos on the Iron 883. My most recent one I've put up here, so go ahead and click on it. All right, that's it for my comparison video. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. Remember, keep the shiny side up. And if you haven't bought that motorcycle yet, what are you waiting for? Buy the motorcycle. We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, it's Haley. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for notifications. See you next time.